Have you ever felt drawn to someone in a way you could not explain with logic, only with the language of the soul? If your heart whispered yes, or even if part of you felt a quiet, trembling recognition, then stay. Do not rush. Do not click away. Because what you are about to hear is not just knowledge. It is not just astrology. It is not another predictable explanation of zodiac signs. What you are about to receive is something deeper, something ancient, something that speaks directly to the part of you that remembers every lifetime you have ever lived. This message holds secrets that most people never discover about Pisces, and about the mysterious type of love that only a rare few can truly offer them. And if you are listening, it means you are meant to be here. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let your awareness sink just a little lower into your chest. Because this is not just a video, it is a doorway. A doorway into a story that has existed long before you or I were born. A story of empathy, intuition, spiritual memory, and soul connection. Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac, the final chapter. The old soul, the dreamer, the healer, the one who carries the emotional experience of all the signs before them. Pisces is not only a sign, Pisces is a frequency. And the truth is, this frequency cannot be loved in an ordinary way. It requires depth, it requires presence, it requires emotional strength. And only 4 types of hearts on this earth are truly capable of loving Pisces at that level. But before we reveal them, we must understand the sacred nature of Pisces. In modern Western astrology, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, intuition, and spiritual dissolving. In more ancient forms of astrology, including Vedic and traditional systems, Pisces still holds strong influence from Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, divine expansion, and higher truths. This combination creates a personality and soul blueprint unlike any other. Pisces absorbs emotions the way the ocean embraces a river. They feel what is spoken and what is silent. They sense the intentions behind the words. They read the energy long before the mind has processed anything. For Pisces, love is not a choice. Love is recognition. And that is exactly why not everyone can love them. Because Pisces does not want the ordinary. Pisces does not want surface-level conversations, half-present affection, or predictable relationships that feel mechanical. Pisces wants something sacred, something eternal, something they can feel in their bones, in their breath, in the quiet moments where 2 souls communicate without sound. Pisces wants love that feels like destiny. If you have ever loved someone and thought, "I know you from before," even though we just met. If you have ever looked into someone's eyes and felt a strange sense of memory, like you were meeting them again rather than for the first time, then you already understand something Pisces has always known. Love is not random. Attraction is not accidental. Connection is not coincidence. There is a spiritual pattern beneath all of it. So, as you continue listening, allow yourself to stay open. Open to truth. Open to clarity. Open to the possibility that love is more than what we have been taught. Whether you are Pisces yourself or someone who has felt drawn to their mysterious and emotional waters, this message will help you understand what others rarely see. Because Pisces is not fragile. Pisces is not lost. Pisces is not weak. Pisces is a soul with deep emotional intelligence, sacred intuition, and a heart that is capable of love that transcends time and logic. And if you are still here listening, then I want you to write in the comments one simple affirmation. Write it with honesty. Write it without hesitation. Write it like you are speaking to your higher self. I am here to understand love more deeply. Pisces is not simply a zodiac sign. Pisces is an emotional dimension, a spiritual frequency, a state of awareness that feels almost supernatural. When we speak about Pisces, we are not speaking about someone who only experiences life through logic or surface sensation. We are speaking about the dreamer, the empath, the intuitive, the one who feels the invisible currents beneath every conversation and every human interaction. Pisces does not just see people. Pisces feels them. Pisces senses the past, absorbs the present, and can often predict what has not yet happened. This is because Pisces carries the wisdom of all the signs that come before it. Emotionally and energetically, Pisces is the 12th chapter of the Zodiac story, the final lesson, the spirit that has lived many lifetimes in one. There is a softness in Pisces that confuses some and fascinates others, but that softness is not weakness. It is depth. It is compassion sharpened by experience. It is emotional intelligence that has been tested through heartbreak, disappointment, and transformation. Pisces can love so openly because Pisces has also suffered deeply. They have learned through emotional expansion rather than emotional avoidance. This sign feels the suffering of others almost as if it were their own, and sometimes even before the other person realizes they are hurting. It is impossible for Pisces to ignore the emotional truth of a situation, even if they wish they could. The Pisces soul was built for compassion, intuition, and spiritual connection. What makes Pisces unforgettable is not their appearance or their words, but their essence. Being near them feels like stepping into a quiet room after a loud day. There is peace. There is softness. There is something sacred. Some people feel afraid of this depth because it requires emotional honesty, but those who are ready for real emotional connection are drawn to Pisces like the tide is drawn to the moon. They do not know why. They just know. Pisces awakens something in the heart that logic cannot explain. To love Pisces is to enter a territory that requires patience, vulnerability, and soul consciousness. Pisces does not thrive in shallow water. Shallow conversations, performative affection, and relationships built only for comfort or convenience will never hold Pisces long term. This sign needs something meaningful, something rich, something that feels emotionally safe and spiritually aligned. Pisces does not want a partner who only sees the outside. Pisces wants someone who sees the internal world, the quiet thoughts, the unspoken fears, the fragile dreams that are rarely shared. Pisces needs reassurance, not because they lack confidence, but because they experience love in its most expanded form. When Pisces loves, they love fully. There is no halfway version. There is no emotional distance. And because they give everything, they need to trust that the connection they are offering is being received with the same devotion and sincerity. Only a few can handle this kind of intensity. Some people run from depth because depth demands growth. Pisces does not fear emotional growth. Pisces feels alive inside emotional truth. Many signs can be entertained by Pisces. Many signs can enjoy their company, admire their kindness, or be fascinated by their mystery. But very few can truly love them in the way they deserve. This is because Pisces needs more than affection. Pisces needs soul recognition. They need presence. They need a partner who understands that love is not only an emotion, it is a spiritual practice. The love Pisces seeks is rare, but that does not make Pisces unrealistic. It makes Pisces sacred. Every powerful soul carries a sacred wound, and for Pisces, that wound is emotional disappointment. Pisces often sees the best in people, even before those people see it in themselves. Pisces notices potential. Pisces recognizes hidden goodness, hidden courage, and hidden light. And sometimes, Pisces falls in love with what someone could become rather than who they already are. This is where pain enters. Pisces gives deeply, not because they are naive, but because they believe in love as a force of transformation. Sometimes the world meets that love with gratitude. Sometimes the world meets it with neglect. The wound of Pisces is the moment they realize that not everyone loves with the same purity they do. Not everyone values softness. Not everyone sees emotion as strength. Some take advantage. Some disappear. Some never understand the magnitude of what Pisces offered until it is gone. And when Pisces breaks, they do not shatter loudly. They break quietly, silently, with grace. And yet even in heartbreak, Pisces does not lose faith in love. They may guard themselves for a time, but deep within, Pisces still believes in sacred connection. This wound shapes them into someone wiser, more discerning, more spiritually aligned. Pisces eventually learns that their love is not meant to be given freely to everyone. Their heart is a sanctuary, not a public space. And the moment they understand that, their energy changes. They become sovereign, powerful, clear. The world may mistake their silence for distance, but in truth, Pisces has simply learned to protect what makes them extraordinary. When we talk about the rare few who can love Pisces at the level their heart requires, Scorpio rises first. Not because Scorpio is perfect, and not because Scorpio is easy to love, but because Scorpio understands depth. And Pisces needs depth like lungs need air. So let me speak to you honestly, as if you and I were sitting face to face. Scorpio is not afraid of emotional intensity. Scorpio does not run from darkness. Scorpio does not fear vulnerability when they feel safe. Where many signs drown in the emotional waters of Pisces, Scorpio chooses to swim deeper because they know the treasure is never on the surface. Scorpio sees Pisces and whispers without speaking, "You are safe with me." The connection between Pisces and Scorpio is not ordinary. It does not feel casual. It does not feel logical. It feels ancient, familiar, and almost predestined. These two signs share something rare, something that belongs more to the realm of intuition and soul memory than typical attraction. Scorpio senses truth. Pisces feels truth. Together, they do not need explanations. They do not need masks. They do not need to pretend. Their energy speaks before their mouths ever do. And in a world that constantly pushes for speed and emotional shortcuts, this kind of bond feels like silence after chaos. What makes Scorpio capable of loving Pisces is not softness alone. It is strength. Scorpio has walked through emotional fire, and because of that, Scorpio knows how to protect what is sacred. Pisces carries tender emotions and spiritual sensitivity, and Scorpio becomes the guardian of that gift, not the destroyer. Scorpio says through presence, "I will not abandon you when things get deep." Pisces responds with emotional surrender and inner trust. This creates a bond where both feel safe to reveal the parts of themselves they usually keep hidden. They connect in the places where most relationships never reach. Yet this love is not passive. It demands honesty, vulnerability, and mutual evolution. Scorpio challenges Pisces to grow emotionally, to stand stronger, to trust themselves more deeply. Pisces teaches Scorpio how to soften, how to forgive, how to love without defense or fear. In this union, shadow and light meet in a way that feels transformative rather than destructive. It is a connection that does not just give comfort, it awakens the soul. For many people, love is simple. For Pisces and Scorpio, love is spiritual alchemy. It is the merging of intuition and emotional intelligence. It is the experience of being seen all the way down to the subconscious layers and still feeling chosen. And that, more than anything, is why Scorpio stands among the very few who can love Pisces deeply, truly, and without fear. Cancer is one of the few souls on this earth who can love Pisces with a depth that feels nurturing, intuitive, and timeless. There is something beautifully gentle yet profoundly powerful about the connection between these two water signs. When Cancer and Pisces cross paths, the energy does not rush. It does not overwhelm. Instead, it feels like recognition, like a familiar warmth that invites the nervous system to relax and the heart to open without fear. Cancer does not approach Pisces with judgment. Cancer approaches with understanding, patience, and emotional sincerity. In a world where sensitivity is often misunderstood, Cancer becomes the safe space where Pisces feels completely seen. The magic between Cancer and Pisces exists because both operate from emotion and intuition rather than logic and performance. Cancer has an incredible gift, the ability to sense what someone needs before they speak it. Pisces responds to that instinctive care almost instantly. Pisces can feel when someone's heart is genuine, and with Cancer, there is no question. Cancer offers a type of love that feels like home, like a soft blanket around a fragile moment or a quiet voice that says you do not have to defend yourself here. And Pisces, who is often the emotional healer in other relationships, finally becomes the one who is understood and emotionally supported. But it is not only softness that binds these two. Cancer possesses emotional strength that is often overlooked. Behind the gentle voice and nurturing energy, Cancer has survived heartbreaks, disappointments, and emotional storms. This resilience allows Cancer to hold Pisces through their emotional tides rather than fearing them or withdrawing. When Pisces becomes overwhelmed by the intensity of their inner world, Cancer remains calm and steady, reminding them that feelings are not failures. Feelings are messages. Pisces thrives in an environment where emotions are welcomed instead of silenced. In return, Pisces gives Cancer something priceless: spiritual expansion. Pisces inspires Cancer to dream bigger, to trust intuition over fear, and to believe that love can be extraordinary rather than merely safe. Pisces teaches Cancer that vulnerability is not only a way to protect relationships, but a way to deepen them. Together, they create a beautiful balance. Cancer builds the emotional foundation. Pisces fills the space with spiritual meaning, creativity, and compassion. Their connection becomes something that grows rather than fades, something that matures rather than fractures. This bond has a quiet intensity. It does not always announce itself loudly, yet it leaves a permanent mark on both hearts. Cancer loves through loyalty, devotion, and emotional presence. Pisces loves through tenderness, imagination, and soul connection. And when these energies blend, love stops being something ordinary and becomes something sacred. The connection between Cancer and Pisces is not simply romantic, it is healing. It restores faith in softness, emotional honesty, and spiritual connection. It is the kind of love that feels like returning home after wandering for years. Taurus may not be the first sign people think of when imagining a soulmate for Pisces, but that is exactly what makes this connection so powerful. Taurus offers something Pisces rarely experiences in love, something steady and unwavering. Taurus gives stability, not emotional control and not emotional distance, but calm presence. When Pisces meets Taurus, there is a subtle shift in energy. The world that usually feels chaotic, unpredictable, or emotionally intense suddenly becomes quieter. Taurus carries a patient and grounded spirit that helps Pisces breathe more deeply and exist more fully in the present moment. One of the most beautiful things about Taurus is consistency. Taurus does not fall in love carelessly or quickly. For Taurus, connection is something sacred that deserves time, trust, and intention. This matches perfectly with Pisces, because Pisces does not need fireworks every moment. Pisces needs reliability. Pisces needs emotional safety. Pisces needs a love that does not disappear when life becomes uncomfortable. Taurus provides that. Taurus is the calm voice, the strong hand, and the steady presence that reminds Pisces they do not have to rush healing, understanding, or love. There is also something incredibly grounding about the way Taurus expresses affection. Taurus shows love through physical comfort, loyalty, and small yet meaningful acts. A warm touch, a steady gaze, a reassuring word spoken at the exact moment it is needed. Where others may overwhelm Pisces with erratic emotional energy or complicated dynamics, Taurus brings peace. Taurus values emotional honesty and refuses to engage in games or illusions. This emotional clarity helps Pisces feel safe enough to open their heart without fear of being misunderstood or dismissed. In return, Pisces offers Taurus something Taurus deeply needs, but rarely receives. Pisces brings magic. Pisces brings imagination. Pisces brings emotional depth that awakens a softer side of Taurus that often remains hidden. Pisces reminds Taurus that life is not only about responsibility and structure. Life is also poetry. Life is intuition. Life is feeling. Pisces helps Taurus see the world with wonder again, to believe that love can be both steady and extraordinary. Pisces inspires Taurus to dream beyond the material world and step closer into the spiritual and emotional dimensions they often keep at a distance. Together, these two create a balance that feels almost divine. Taurus teaches Pisces how to exist in the present without drowning in emotion. Pisces teaches Taurus how to feel deeply without fearing vulnerability. The connection becomes a harmonious exchange between earth and water, between security and emotion, between grounded presence and spiritual awareness. It is a love that grows slowly, like a strong tree, and once rooted, it becomes nearly impossible to uproot. This bond does not fade easily because it was built with patience, honesty, and a level of emotional maturity that many relationships never reach. Capricorn and Pisces may appear opposite in many ways, but in the realm of emotional and spiritual connection, opposites are often the most transformative pairings. Capricorn approaches life with structure, discipline, and a deep sense of responsibility, while Pisces approaches life with intuition, emotion, and spiritual openness. When these two meet, something interesting happens. The grounded, methodical energy of Capricorn meets the fluid and dreamy nature of Pisces, and instead of clashing, they create harmony. Capricorn becomes the anchor that keeps Pisces steady and centered, while Pisces becomes the gentle current that opens Capricorn's heart and reminds them that life is more than ambition and control. What makes Capricorn capable of loving Pisces deeply is not emotional softness at first, but emotional strength. Capricorn does not run from responsibility. Capricorn does not disappear when things become emotionally complex or delicate. Capricorn stays. Pisces needs someone who can hold space for their emotional depth without being overwhelmed or dismissive, and Capricorn can do that. Capricorn has endured challenges, disappointments, and hardships, and through these experiences, Capricorn developed resilience. This resilience becomes the foundation that allows Pisces to trust, to feel safe, and to open without fear of abandonment. Pisces, on the other hand, awakens something deeply human within Capricorn. Beneath Capricorn's composed exterior, there is a sensitive and vulnerable heart that is often protected and rarely revealed. Pisces senses that softness instantly, even when Capricorn hides it. With patience and unconditional acceptance, Pisces gently encourages Capricorn to express emotions more freely, to let down walls, and to reconnect with vulnerability as a strength rather than a threat. Pisces reminds Capricorn that love is not only built through loyalty and stability, but also through tenderness, emotional reciprocity, and spiritual connection. Their love grows through balance. Capricorn teaches Pisces how to turn dreams into reality, how to build structure around imagination, and how to separate emotional truth from emotional fear. Pisces teaches Capricorn how to experience life more fully, how to trust intuition over logic when necessary, and how to soften without losing strength. In many ways, Capricorn gives Pisces the stability they have always searched for, while Pisces gives Capricorn the emotional richness they never knew they needed. This relationship feels destined because it creates growth for both souls. It is not only about comfort, it is about evolution. Capricorn and Pisces do not simply fall in love, they elevate each other. They inspire each other. They become better versions of themselves through the connection. Capricorn provides protection and grounding, while Pisces provides meaning and emotional expression. Together, they create a union that feels both stable and profound, both practical and spiritual, both grounded in reality and lifted by faith. This is why Capricorn stands as one of the rare souls truly capable of loving Pisces completely and authentically. Not every heart is prepared for a connection as deep as the one Pisces offers. This is not about compatibility in a surface sense. This is about readiness. Some signs carry energy that resists the emotional merging Pisces naturally seeks. It is not because they are incapable of love, but because their path asks them to learn love differently. Gemini, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aquarius often struggle with Pisces at first, not because they do not care, but because they approach relationships with a different rhythm. Gemini lives in the world of thought and conversation. Gemini moves quickly and thrives in variety, change, and curiosity. Pisces lives in the world of emotion, intuition, and deep internal resonance. Gemini may love Pisces intellectually, but may not always understand their emotional landscape. Sagittarius seeks freedom, exploration, and spontaneous experiences. Pisces seeks emotional connection, soulful silence, and moments of spiritual closeness. Sagittarius may feel overwhelmed by Pisces' desire for emotional intimacy, while Pisces may feel neglected or unseen when Sagittarius turns toward movement instead of emotional presence. Leo loves boldly, passionately, and visibly. Leo wants recognition, celebration, and admiration. Pisces loves quietly, spiritually, and often without needing attention. Sometimes Leo may misinterpret Pisces' softness as lack of enthusiasm, when in truth Pisces loves in a way that feels almost sacred rather than performative. Aquarius seeks independence, logic, and emotional detachment as a way to protect their inner world. Pisces seeks emotional closeness, empathy, and spiritual merging. These differences can create emotional distance that feels painful for Pisces. Yet if these signs evolve emotionally, if they open their hearts beyond fear or habit, something miraculous can happen. The connection becomes transformative. Pisces teaches them depth, emotional truth, and soul vulnerability, and in return, they help Pisces grow stronger and more grounded. It is not impossible. It is simply a journey that requires readiness, awareness, and intentional love. If someone truly wishes to love Pisces, they must understand something essential. Pisces does not fall in love with appearances, titles, or charm. Pisces falls in love with energy. The way someone speaks without words, the softness in their tone, the sincerity of their intent. To love Pisces is to choose emotional honesty. Pisces needs someone who speaks with their heart, not just their mouth. Someone who can say sorry sincerely, who can express fear without shutting down, who can listen not to answer but to understand. Pisces thrives in emotional reassurance, consistency, and presence. They bloom when they feel emotionally safe, when they know they are not too much, too sensitive, or too complex. Pisces wants a love that is loyal, intentional, and spiritually aligned. They do not want endless passion without depth. They want meaning. They want connection that feels like it was written before either person was born. They want a partner who can sit in silence with them and still feel connected. To love Pisces deeply, one must be patient. Pisces needs time to trust. They carry memories from past experiences, and sometimes, emotional scars make them cautious with their heart. But once they trust, their love becomes unconditional. They give fully. They offer devotion, empathy, intuition, and emotional support in a way that feels almost healing. And in return, they need someone who chooses them with intention, not out of convenience or loneliness. Pisces, your heart is not fragile. Your empathy is not a weakness. The depth of your emotions is not something to hide or apologize for. You were created to feel deeply, to sense the invisible, and to love with a purity most people will never understand. Your sensitivity is a gift. Your intuition is a compass. Your compassion is a doorway for others to understand themselves more fully. There have been moments in your life where you may have felt misunderstood or unappreciated. Times when your love was given too freely, when someone took instead of cherished, when someone saw your softness and confused it for vulnerability without strength. Yet every experience shaped you. Every heartbreak deepened your understanding of yourself. Every disappointment strengthened your emotional wisdom. You are not meant for ordinary connection. You are meant for sacred love. You are meant for someone who recognizes your soul, not just your smile. Someone who protects your spirit, not just holds your hand. Someone who meets you in the emotional and spiritual dimension where true love exists. And when that love arrives, it will not require effort or convincing. It will feel like truth. It will feel like memory. It will feel like everything inside you finally found its reflection. As we reach this moment, pause for just a breath. Not a hurried one, not a shallow one, but a deep inhale that reaches the center of your chest. Because everything spoken until now was not just information, it was a remembering of the spiritual truth that Pisces carries. Pisces is not ordinary. Pisces is not simple. Pisces is not meant for love that fades quickly or connection that exists only on the surface. Pisces is a soul that has traveled through emotional lifetimes within one life, and because of that, Pisces longs for a love that feels like destiny, not coincidence. A love that feels like recognition, not negotiation. A love that feels like two souls saying to each other, "I have known you before." Pisces teaches the world something profound, that true love is not something we chase. True love is something we become available for. When Pisces loves, there is no halfway, no partial emotion, no guarded affection. Pisces enters love with the full soul, the full heart, and the full memory of every emotional experience they have ever lived. And even though that level of love has led to wounds, to heartbreaks, to silent nights spent asking why, Pisces never loses faith in the possibility of sacred connection. That faith, that belief, that unwavering inner knowing is what makes Pisces extraordinary. But here is the deeper truth. Pisces does not only bring emotional or spiritual depth into relationships. Pisces brings transformation. Pisces awakens the inner world of others. Pisces reminds lovers, friends, and even strangers that emotions are not weaknesses but messages. That intuition is not imagination, but guidance. That compassion is not vulnerability, but a form of divine strength. Pisces gives love in a way that heals invisible wounds that no words could ever reach. Pisces restores softness in hearts that have forgotten how to trust, how to hope, and how to love without fear. So if you are Pisces, hear this clearly. Your heart is a sanctuary. Your intuition is a map. Your soul holds wisdom that many will never understand. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Stop dimming your emotional light because someone told you you feel too much. Stop believing you must harden in order to be worthy. Sensitivity is not something you outgrow. Sensitivity is something you grow into. The world does not need you to become less. The world needs you to remain exactly as you are, because your presence reminds humanity that love is sacred. And now, as this journey of words begins to settle into your spirit, allow this final truth to anchor itself inside you. Real love is not found by accident. It arrives when the heart is ready. It arrives when the soul is aligned. It arrives when both people have learned enough to recognize each other beyond the physical world. Pisces, your love is not random. The people you have loved were not mistakes. They were lessons, catalysts, mirrors, and bridges. Some were temporary, but every one was meaningful. And one day, someone will walk into your life and feel like the final chapter of a story you have been trying to write for years. So carry this with you. You are not behind. You are not waiting. You are preparing. And the universe never withholds what is meant for you. It only protects the timing so that when it arrives, nothing can break it and nothing can replace it. You are deserving of a love that feels like home, like safety, like truth. A love that reflects everything you are. A love that feels like someone saying, "I see every part of you, and nothing about you is too much." Thank you for being here, for listening with depth, and for opening your heart to these words. If this journey resonated with your spirit, continue exploring. There are other videos waiting to guide you, inspire you, and remind you of who you truly are. So stay a little longer. Watch another one. There is more for you here.